Egyptian sources have reported optimism over nearing solutions to four disputed ceasefire terms in Gaza. The Egyptian sources added that these efforts are led directly by Director of the General Intelligence Service, Mr. Hassan Rashad, and Qatari Prime Minister Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani, coordinated with U.S. Envoy Steve Witkoff. The Egyptian sources said that mediators are working to overcome obstacles in negotiations among involved parties. That comes as Egypt and Qatar agree on the necessity of a ceasefire agreement that ensures humanitarian aid delivery and the release of detainees. At least 20 Palestinians have died in a stampede at an aid center in southern Gaza as tensions over food distribution continue to rise amid the ongoing conflict. The Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, or the GHF, said 19 people were trampled and one was stabbed during a crash at its Khan Yunis center on Wednesday. The U.S.-backed group, which also receives Israeli support, blamed armed elements within the crowd, allegedly linked to Hamas, for inciting the chaos. Hamas has denied the claims, calling them false and accusing the GHF and Israeli military of responsibility. Witnesses described being trapped after guards locked the gates and used pepper spray, forcing people against fences and causing some to collapse and get crushed. Displaced Palestinians in Gaza have rejected an Israeli proposal to relocate them to the so-called humanitarian city, insisting on returning to their homes in the Palestinian Rafah despite ongoing conflict. The plan, floated by Defense Minister Israel Katz earlier this month, proposes moving hundreds of thousands of Palestinians to a designated zone inside Gaza, while Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's administration says it aims to provide civilians with a safe haven and weaken Hamas. Critics warn it could resemble a concentration camp and amount to ethnic cleansing. Doctors in Khan Yunis are treating rising numbers of starving children as UNRWA warns malnutrition is sharply increasing in Gaza under Israel's ongoing siege. At Al-Nasser Hospital's pediatric department in Khan Yunis, doctors say that they are admitting 6 to 10 severely malnutrition children each day. Dr. Sarah Freih described the dire situation, noting a surge in cases since March when Israel further tightened its blockade on the enclave. A mother caring for her 5-month-old baby at the hospital said she had witnessed 3 other malnutritioned children die. UNRWA's Director of Communication, Julia Tuma, confirmed that health teams have reported a steady rise in malnutrition across Gaza, warning that the crisis threatens to claim more young lives if aid access remains restricted. Meanwhile, Israeli military operations in Gaza have caused severe damage to historic and cultural sites, threatening Palestinian heritage and identity, according to UNESCO and local observers. The ongoing conflict has destroyed or severely damaged ancient mosques, churches, markets, and museums, many of which date back thousands of years and serve as vital symbols of Palestinian civilization. UNESCO reports that at least 110 archaeological and cultural sites have been affected since the escalation began in October 2023. Observers warn that the destruction poses a grave threat to Gaza's historical legacy, further erasing cultural landmarks that embody Palestinian identity. Loud explosions lit up Gaza early on Wednesday as ceasefire talks between Israel and Hamas in Doha showed little progress, raising fears of further escalation. Blasts and heavy strikes were seen from southern Israel into Gaza as negotiations continue on a U.S.-backed proposal for a 60-day ceasefire. Talks, which began on July the 6th, include plans for a phased release of hostages, partial Israeli troop withdrawals, and discussions to end the conflict. However, recent optimism for a breakthrough has faded, with mediators warning that gaps remain wide. Repeated Israeli attacks in recent weeks have killed hundreds of Palestinians, many of them civilians, and injured thousands, according to the Gaza health officials. The Palestinian death toll in Gaza has climbed to over 58,000 since October, with nearly 140,000 injured, as Israeli military operations continue to claim lives daily, according to Gaza health officials. Gaza's health authorities reported on Tuesday that 58,479 Palestinians have been killed and 139,355 injured since the conflict erupted in October 2023. In the past 24 hours alone, 93 people were killed and 278 wounded, including 6 who died while seeking aid at distribution centers. The UN Human Rights Office says that at least 875 Palestinians have died over the past 6 weeks while attempting to access humanitarian aid, including 201 along convoy routes and 674 near sites operated by the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation.